Creators on the Come Up, hosted by yours truly, Eliseo Way.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah, all right, we good, man. I be sitting back just looking at the show myself. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But hey, welcome to Content Ecosystem. This is my YouTube channel. Man, I'm always super excited to do my show every week. I do a weekly show called Creators on the Come Up, where I bring on some of the dopest influencers, content creators, just dopest human beings that I actually look up to. You know what I'm saying? And tonight is no different, man. We have Qazi, from Clever Programmer on the Street, that, you know, I'll get into on the show. But man, I am so super excited to be doing this show. So I do this show once a week, just really to not only inspire myself, but inspire you to create content and learn how to monetize it and just get a piece of this creator economy, because it's a wonderful time to be alive, man. So man, straight up. So tonight I'm using my ZV-E10 for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what it looks like. It looks like I see the eye tracking. You know, my eye looks pretty good. I have the Sigma 30mm 1.4 all the way cranked down to the max. So that's why you got some blurry back here, but I got to figure out the settings because it's kind of jumpy back there, but it is what it is, man. I'm super excited. Let's see if this thing triggers. I got this little remote for my scenes. Let's see if this thing triggers. You already know what I like to say, man. Let's go.
We live. Creators on the Come Up.
Yeah, you already know what time it is, man. And then he said, "Let there be light." I always like to do that. So we hanging out, man. So real quick, I feel I have to tell you guys about this because it's just an honor. I'm speaking at two conferences. One is Leap Into Live Stream Bootcamp. And one is a video marketing world, and some other things coming down the pipeline too that I'm super excited about. Man, I don't hear no music. You know, I don't like a dry stream. Let's get some beats going. So man, let me just show y'all that real quick, and I'm just ready to jump right into the guest, man. So check out Leap Into Live, and then I'll show you video marketing world, and let's go.
Are you ready to take your content to the next level? The live streaming market is booming, but with so many options out there, it's hard to know where to start. You've heard about doing live video and other video content on platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook, but you're not sure how to make the most of this or how this is going to help you with your business. You're not sure if creating a YouTube channel is going to help you get more customers or it's just a waste of your time. We will walk you through everything you need to succeed in live video with this 4-day immersive virtual bootcamp. We've got all bases covered, from choosing the right platform for your needs, planning an event, recording epic video content and editing it into something awesome, scheduling posts on social media, promoting your videos, and monetizing them effectively. This course is designed for everyone from total beginners who are just getting started in live streaming to those who want to grow their visibility and increase business by creating more valuable content. Leap into live streaming virtual bootcamp.
You already know what time it is, man. I will be speaking at that. I will be speaking on 7 engagement hacks or tricks or whatever that you should be using. I had a flyer here. I thought I must have, I guess I dragged it off my desktop, and I was going to show that to you real quick. But I'll be speaking on engagement, and I think that is super dope. The next thing I'll be speaking at, and I'm actually performing at it too, man. So they hit me up. They like my music. If you don't know, I'm a musician. I'm an artist. So they want me to perform, and they want me to speak as well. So, and that is Video Marketing World going down in Dallas, man. I will be live in Dallas. This ain't virtual. This is in person. They do have a virtual side to it too, but yo, check this.
You have to come to Video Marketing World because there is no other conference that is like this. This feels very much like a family reunion.
It is absolutely the best money I've spent. I've connected with people I've only been talking with online. The speakers have just been amazing.
This conference makes real relationships happen. real business happen.
As a creator, it's really easy to get completely wrapped up in our own little world. So you need to come to Video Marketing World so that you can learn what is working now by the people that are having the biggest impact in video.
You guys, this is seriously like the best YouTube conference I have ever been to.
You're also going to meet people in the hallways that are going to start relationships that are even more valuable than the content that you learn.
You need to come to Video Marketing World next year because knowledge is power. You grow because of what you know, but you got to make your way to Video Marketing World to expand your horizons. You can be the better you.
Hey, so that's what that is, man. But I am turned up. That's Video Marketing World. Hit me up. I think I have a coupon code for like $100 off if you want to come out to video and to Dallas. Man, listen, I am pumped, man. I am so excited to have this guest on. I'll get into why when I bring him on, but yo, man, I'm always super inspired, man. This dude has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He got it off the muscle. You know what I'm saying? He got it straight off the muscle. When you like really get into him and his content, you know, this dude, he's a sniper. He's an absolute sniper. This dude does not play. Super intelligent, super smart, but even more important, he's super humble, and he's like, he has that service like mentality, that service heart. Like he's always looking out, man. That's why he's on the stream. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, man, we're just gonna jump right into our guest tonight, and I'm super excited. Let's go. Yo, brother, what's up?
Yo, what's up, bro? How's it going? Thank you so much for bringing me on, man.
Hey,
that's
no,
awesome.
thank you for coming, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, I just gotta stop you for a second. I am blown away. I'm enjoying this show more than, I don't know, anybody that's even watching on YouTube and yourself. I'm shocked. I'm sitting in the backstage. I was like, yo, how is this guy doing this? I've never seen anybody take live streaming or eCam this far. This is like a broadcast show, dude. Seriously, killing the game. This is awesome.
I appreciate it. Hey, that's love, bro. I appreciate that, especially coming from you, and I'll get into why. But yeah, this is all eCam. So you were one of the first like huge influencers that I knew that were using eCam. Like when I was trying to get into it, I heard you talking about eCam. Like, yeah, I'm using eCam. Remember, it was last year. I don't even think I had it yet. And you were talking about eCam and eCam. Right. So I got into the community, and now, you know, I'm kind of like I'm an evangelist for eCam now. I tell everybody about it, because as you see, like, it's legit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just real quick, man, before we even have you introduce yourself, I just want to say thank you for coming on the show. But also I wanted to say that I appreciate you, because it was last year you did a YouTube training. It was free. You know what I'm saying? It was like come one, come all type stuff, man. Yeah. And hold on, let me see something real quick. I don't know why I don't see my system audio going into. Can y'all hear music or beats on you guys' side? You guys hear anything? No? Like, I hear it in my headphones, but I don't see it moving on.
I don't hear the beats either.
You don't hear anything? Okay. Hey, that might be for the best then. Let me just stop it on my end. So yeah, so you did a like come one, come all free YouTube training. I jumped in there. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't know what to expect, right? It was like a Zoom setting that you had. I should have got the clip. I should have played the clip tonight. That's what I should have did. Oh yeah. Yeah, that would have been lit, right? And it was like it was packed. Like you had how many people were in there? Like 50, 60, 70, 80? It was a lot of people in the Zoom room. Right.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
And I was just a little corner. I was just a little speck in the room, just trying to like soak it all up. Cause you was spitting some fire that like all 3 or 4 or 5 days. You were just like, no nonsense. Like, this is what you need to do. Like, get determined, get driven. Like, man, YouTube right now, you could just make so much money. Like, you were just pumping everybody up. And then like out the blue, you just called me out the blue. You was like, hey, what are you doing? Like, I was like, how did you even like notice me? I was like a little speck on the little screen. And then we began to talk. You did a review channel for me, like channel review for me, just impromptu. And then you would like check out my channel. You was like, yo, you're dope. Like, you know, you was everything that you was kind of like preaching. You was like, you were telling me I'm already kind of doing. And then you kind of went into the story about your brother and how he quit his job and how like his life changed because he started his YouTube channel. So I know I'm kind of just letting it all out right now, but I just wanted to tell the audience. Yeah, I wanted to tell the audience how me and him came into contact. And then what's even on top of that, me and him exchange numbers, and I would just get these random texts out the blue from Qazi. He'd be like, yo, bro, I love what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because he used to subscribe to my channel, and you'd be like, yo, you killing it. And I was just like, dude, this dude got like 1 million subscribers. Like, he's texting me like we homeboys, like type stuff. So I just wanted to say, man, I appreciate what you do. Like, I appreciate your heart. Like, you're a super rare in the creator community, because most people of your stature, like, they're not approachable. They're not, you know, like, they're not that humble. So thank you for that, man. I just want to give that backstory. But for somebody who does not know who you are, there's probably tons of people like on my audience who don't know who you are, because you're like in that whole geek world with the computer programming. Like, tell them who you are, man, a little bit about yourself, man, and we'll start right there.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much for bringing me on. Hey guys, what's up? So I'm Rafik Qazi. I'm the founder of Clever Programmer. And, you know, it started as a dream. I dropped out of college. The same story that you guys have probably heard a lot of times. But, you know, I'm a foreigner. I came from Pakistan, moved here, didn't know any English, nothing, right? Learned it all. And a couple of years ago, I had this dream because I learned coding. And I wanted to teach coding to the rest of the world, like programming, being able to make apps. And finally, when I developed that skill myself, I started teaching it to other people. Nice. And when I started teaching it to other people, people were loving it, right? So my professor comes up to me one day, and he starts asking me for career advice. So when my professor in college is asking me for career advice, I'm like, man, I better drop out and take this YouTube thing seriously. My parents were like, yo, you know, don't do this. This is a bad idea. But I'm like, just trust me. Give me a semester. So we quickly jumped into YouTube. That thing exploded. And 5 years later, over 1 million subscribers. And now we're teaching people how to become developers in under 90 days. Hundreds of thousands of people, you know, we've trained them and made them really freaking good. And this is what we love to do every day, bro.
Wow. That's lit. So what year did you jump like head first into YouTube?
2016, end of 2016.
2016. Wow. That's crazy. So you like your college professor came up to you and was like asking you for career advice based off what though? What prompted him to ask you?
So yeah, I was making 6 figures at like while I was in college at like 20 or 21.
Wow.
So when that was happening, you know, I was in college and I was going through these classes, but then I started putting up my own YouTube tutorials, and people that were at the college were like, yo, I'm watching your tutorials to learn because the professor stuff isn't helping me. Like, yo, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And we started flying off, you know, the subscribers started really taking off. And so I was like, okay, I'm already making money. I already YouTube is growing, so let me just stop school for a little bit and just go all in.
Wow. And that was 2016.
Yes, sir.
That's lit. That's lit.
Right.
So man, I got like so many questions to ask you because of the YouTube journey. But really quick, that spilled over to your brother, obviously, because you said you inspired him as well.
Yeah.
And your brother's setup is just so sick, bro. Like I see his ads on Facebook constantly. He's good at marketing too, or at least he has a team that's good at marketing, because they're constantly like retargeting me based off like what I click on and my actions and stuff. So I know they understand marketing. But I just look at his setup and I'd be like, this dude has probably top 3 of the sickest setups I've ever seen in my life. Did you have anything to do with that?
No. He's the setup guy. He's the video guy. He has all the experience. Like when I was young, he inspired me to get into video.
Oh, got you.
Like he's really, really good at that stuff, you know. The only things I have of a hand in is I told him like, yo, stop doing your fucking job, like go all in onto YouTube. I believe in you. You're absolutely ridiculously skilled at what you do. You need to teach this to people, and you need to show them what's possible.
Wow. So
that's the only thing that I take credit for. Outside of that, everything this man has done himself. He's incredible.
Lit. So, but I'm going to step down on that, because when you told me that story, though, I was like legit in tears. You was like, he went to work and his boss fired him, and you was like, yes, because you had already been like preaching to him, like, bro, go to YouTube, just forget your job and just do YouTube full time. So you said when he came to you, you was like, oh, I'm so sorry, bro. But then you turned around like, yes, like, because you knew you said his life was finna change forever just to go into YouTube. So just kind of step down on it.
Yeah. It was the best day. It was one of the best days of my life. Like, he got fired. He's depressed, right? Because being fired is one of the most stressful experiences you ever experience in your life. So he comes to me, he's telling me this on the phone, and he's heartbroken. I put the phone down and I'm smiling and laughing when he's telling me this, because I'm like, yo, the golden handcuffs is the worst shit ever. When you have that fancy, comfortable job, you can't get out of it. You know, that's the biggest problem I see. Some of the clients that I work with that are slower to get results, they already have cushy jobs.
Wow.
Like making like 200K, 300K.
Wow.
They have the slowest growth, and it takes them the longest to break out of it.
Wow.
So when he lost his job, he's like, yo, I got nothing to lose. Like, let's just go all in for a year, 2 years and see what happens. And that's where he had that like big splurge, big growth.
Wow. That's crazy. I think that speaks to something too. Like you said, your clients that do the worst are the ones that has good jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The ones that come in like no other choice, they kill it. They crush it on YouTube. Man, that's amazing. So I think that's pretty dope, just to be little bro and like show him a whole new world out there, because I'm constantly not fighting, but I'm constantly like battling with people like the creator economy to them is not a thing. It doesn't exist to them. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, do you know you can legit get paid off your intellectual property? Do you know that the ideas that you get can actually pay your way in this world? And they're like looking at me like I'm a unicorn. Like, what are you talking about? Like, so I just think that's a testament to that, man. So 2016, you jump in it, you're making 6 figures in college doing programmer tutorials. Like
So not tutorials. At that time, I was working. Like that time, I was like doing like coding jobs, programming jobs, freelancing. That's how I was making my money back then. 2016. That was right when the channel was starting.
Wow. Okay, gotcha. So this isn't YouTube money then?
No, not in 2016.
Okay.
Right, but 2017 it started being YouTube money. But 2016 it was like I was making that money from just like freelancing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, and this is a little bit left field, I'm interested to know what is like in a computer programmer channel, like the CPMs, like what is the range of like a CPM for that type of channel? It's low?
It's bad. It's not that good.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's bad. So it's like we have 1 million subscribers. We get paid like $3,000, a $4,000 max per month, and we'll have like crazy viewed videos, you know? So CPMs for the programming niche are low. They're high for finance niche. If like finance niches, it's stupid. Like it's really high.
I have a friend that's like $50 per milli on the finance channel.
Yeah.
But I just can't believe computer programming being the advertisers. They want to sell computers. They want to sell tech. I can't believe that's a low CPM. That's crazy, bro.
So it's like programming field it's weird. It's like all these people are just like, they're all looking for free programming courses.
Wow.
And it's a lot of third world country, you know, and so then the CPMs drop because third world country, it's harder for them to afford things, you know. So you would be surprised. It's not really, you know, the programming people aren't really the people that are buying expensive tech stuff either. It's probably more like people who are into, you know, tech, like actual tech, you know, maybe information technology or something like that.
Wow, that's crazy. Cool. Well, I'm very interested. You start the channel 2017 and starts getting traction, right?
Yes, sir.
So at what point were you like, this YouTube thing is a conglomeracy? Like I can build tons of businesses off of this and start scaling and monetizing. Was it 2017 where you had that like epiphany?
Yeah. So 2017, what happened was I wanted to grow it and I wanted to see, man, can I make money? What are ways to make money on YouTube, right? So most of the ways that most people know is like, oh, YouTube pays you with ads. But that's really like, for most people, that's just really like change on the side.
Yeah.
It's like your Acorns app, you know? Like here are a couple of cents towards your retirement. It's like, okay, thank you. So yeah, YouTube ad revenue, unless you're in a really good niche, it's very, very small. But for me, what I realized was I could use YouTube to actually build a real company, to actually create a real product, and then use YouTube as a distribution vehicle to get the word out.
Yes.
And then sell that product or service in the marketplace.
Yes.
And when I switched to that, then the YouTube ad revenue didn't matter, because if I had relied on YouTube ad revenue, I would have done maybe $600 $1,000 in my first year.
Wow. That's crazy. You know, the biggest influencers that I talk to on YouTube say that they use YouTube for one thing: traffic.
Yes. Yeah.
They're like, I don't care about nothing but traffic. YouTube is the best way to get eyeballs on your brand and get traffic to whatever you want to funnel them to. So I think that's kind of the approach you took.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So so there are a lot of ways to get eyeballs. Like now, I think Shorts is a better format to get eyeballs. Like if you want eyeballs, I think Shorts, TikToks, Reels is the way. And what's sick about that is that you can make one piece of content and it works on 3 platforms. So it's easy. It's easy. It just works on all platforms.
Yes.
But it's not really going to be the content that necessarily converts.
Yeah.
YouTube content is still what we've noticed converts. So, even if it has less views than our TikToks, it has a lot more conversions. Recently I did an event. We had 100 people in that room. It was ridiculous, dude. It was like on YouTube, it's just numbers and subscribers, right? So every day you'll just look at it and it just says a certain number. And you're like, okay, like now the number says 768 subscribers. Now it says like 800,000 subscribers. But when we recently did this event and I thought like nobody would show up. I'm like, okay, maybe 5 people are going to show up. 7 people are going to show up. David, my friend, comes in and he's like, bro, this is crazy. I'm like, what's going on, dude? He's like, bro, just come with me. Just come with me. We run out. We go out. And bro, I shit you not. I look. There's a line, and it just fucking goes. And I'm like, and I follow that line all the way. Like I just keep going, and then it goes to the right, and it's going out of the hotel and fucking around the hotel. And I'm like, yo. And I'm like high-fiving everybody. Like I couldn't even believe they were here for Clever Programmer. I'm like,
Really?
there must be something else. But then I came back and we realized, so we packed this room. That was a ridiculous event. And at that event, when I asked people, what's the reason you came here? How did you find out about this? And they're just like, everybody's hands went up when I said YouTube. Like raise your hand. It was like, boom.
Wow.
I'm like, yo, this is real. This is wild. These are like
YouTube.
real people. Yeah.
Legit.
Right.
Wow. That's crazy, man. So, and that's what it is. I think I talked to the Onyx family, right? They were one of my first, people that I interviewed on this show, and shout out to you because you actually low key inspired this show. Cause it was when we did the training that you was like, just do something, like just start doing something, right? And then I was like, let me just, while I try to figure this out, let me just start it like a show, and that way I'll just interview people. It took me like what is it, 9 months? It took me 9 months to get you on here. but I got you. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
So they were one of the first families I interviewed, and one thing that stuck out to me that he said, the father, because they have 6 million views, they have 6 million subscribers, right?
Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah. He was like, kind of like what you're saying, he didn't worry so much about the ad revenue. They have a family channel, so with COPA and all that, like you can't do a lot of stuff with kids in your videos and stuff. So, but he did say that when he figured out that you can pretty much promote whatever you want to promote on YouTube, it changed the game for him, because he literally started basically, instead of like taking on sponsors on his videos, he just like became his own promoter, like sponsor of all his videos. So when he did videos, like in the middle, he'd be like, oh, today's sponsor is by, they don't even know it's his own brand or his own company or whatever he's trying to sell. And then he would just drive all those people to him. And he said like they saw their family income just skyrocket when he literally just used his channel as a means to promote their products, their services. And like, just forget about the ad revenue, because like you said, it's pennies on the dollar based off, compared to like whatever service you have. Like what type of services do you offer? I know you have courses, you have like
coding. So we have coding boot camp.
Okay.
Now
are these high ticket type joints?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you say high ticket, like what though?
Like $15,000 to $20,000.
Yikes! And you have people around the corner signing up.
So no, that was a in-person tour. That was a tour that was much cheaper.
Wow.
The in-person tour was like much cheaper, right? Just to get people in one place. Let me put my focus on.
Yeah, you good. That is, I'm pretty sure they're out there. I don't think I've ever talked to anybody that said I have a $20,000 ticket item.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's ridiculous. But what we realized is our business started exploding when we stopped going backwards in pricing. So whenever we went lower in pricing, we just made less money. Whenever we
Wow.
went higher in pricing, we just made more money.
Wow.
And it was a very simple thing to figure out after
Wow.
4 to 5 years of crazy trial and error.
Wow.
And so after we figured that out, we're like, okay, let's create something that's high ticket, but
Okay.
of course it has to be worth it. So
Yeah.
what can we create that can create, that people will be happy to pay for? So, now in our bootcamp, we have over 100 customers. We launched the program just this year.
Wow.
But
That's
this is our first
crazy.
year launching it. Yeah.
So, I mean, at this point, of course, you're multiple 6 figures, but I'm sure you're getting into 7 and probably scaling to 8-figure type joints. That's crazy, man. So, like, at this point, I don't know. I feel like at this point, 1 million subscribers, 20,000 ticket items that people are knocking your door down. What could you say? Like, what could you say? I want to conquer it. Like, what would you? I don't know. Like, of course, I know you're an overachiever. Like, you want to do more. Like, what's next? What could you do next? I guess I don't know. Like.
So a couple of
what's
things.
the big picture, I guess?
I think so. There's a lot of big pictures. Like I would love to be working with a lot of people on my team. I would love to have 1,000 people on my team one day. That would be awesome.
Wow.
Long way from there. I'm a long way from there. Currently have like 10 or 15 people. So,
but these are full-time employees though. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Most of them are full-time. Yeah. But yeah, I think for me, what excites me and drives me is just the game of entrepreneurship itself. Like it's just the game of entrepreneurship that excites me, that I want to play every freaking day, bro.
Wow.
And and then revenue wise, I want to have bigger goals every single time, so I'm like, how can we get to like, before the goal was, how can we get to $10,000 a month?
Wow.
Then we hit that with our channel. It's like, okay, how can we get to 20,000? How can we get to 40,000 a month? How can we get to 80,000? And then we broke the 100,000 a month mark. And that was like, whoa, this is crazy. How is this even possible?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And then once
crazy.
that happened, now we want to go, how can we get to like the million a month mark, because there are people I'm hanging out with and they're just like, oh yeah, just 4.4 million last month. Like, yeah. Dude, it's ridiculous. Like I was hanging out with them and they're speaking like they're like 1 million a week. Like we made 1 million last week.
Wow.
What the like
but is this YouTube though? Like YouTube generated type stuff?
So no, they have other ways of getting customers, and then they have really high ticket products.
Yeah.
But if you understand the business model, like I feel like if you want to be successful, even if it's with YouTube, I think if you understand business really well, then YouTube can give you much more explosive growth.
Wow.
But I think the less you understand business, then the less revenue growth you will experience from YouTube.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. So that's really good, man. So I mean, you said that you crossed $100,000 a month mark for income. That's what does that really look like? Is it all course? Is it ad revenue and courses, affiliate? Like for you, what does that look like?
So we wanted to focus and just say no to everything, because anytime we went affiliate sponsorships, this and that, it just kept diluting our brand and what we wanted to sell.
Wow.
And
I've never heard that. Never, but I'm sure it's legit. I just never heard that though. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Like why do you think Gary Vee is never sponsoring anybody?
Wow.
Because like your show is the best thing that you've ever built. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to use this to promote somebody else's brand. It's like, it very rarely ever makes sense.
Wow.
It makes sense in a couple of situations. So I'll tell you in a couple, like for example, if you don't really have a product or a service, or you just hate doing business related stuff, then cool, go all in, do sponsorship stuff. If it lights you up, makes you excited to do it. But like, I think if you want to really get the business side down, then you have to use that because if you sell something of your own, you'll literally do 10 times the revenue or 15 times the revenue of a sponsorship,
That's lit. And that's literally what I said the Onyx family did when they realized that, like, forget all that other stuff. Let's just come up with our own products and literally promote our own products and sponsor ourselves on our videos. That's crazy. Yes. So for you, that breakdown of 100,000 a month is literally courses.
It's course, but mostly boot camp now.
Oh,
high
boot
ticket
camp.
program. Yeah, the high ticket. The boot camp is the way to go. That's what we realized.
Who are you seeing that's flocking to coding? Is that what you would call your thing, coding, the programmer, or not?
Yeah, it's coding.
It's coding. Who are you seeing
So, like,
flocking to that like industry or that niche?
what's weird is that we don't even have a niche audience. It's just everybody. Just like it's crazy. We have truck drivers who are joining our programs. We have teachers. We have Uber drivers. Like they'll see on YouTube, we'll be doing these builds. We're like, we'll show you how to build a Uber clone, or we'll show you how to build a Tinder app today. So we show you how to do this, and we show you how to do this live, and you watch it, and they're lit live. They're so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? Like, these guys are building this. Is possible? And then we're showing you like, yo, if you build this, then you can get jobs that pay you $70,000 to $100,000 a year. These are the skills.
Yeah, I love when you do those. Like, I'm building Clubhouse tonight, or I'm building Uber tonight. I'm building whatever, and it's like I've said it myself. Like, can he do that? I mean, it's kind of like low key. Of course, you have to understand the binary language or whatever, but basically, you can create whatever you want to create at that point when you understand. I seen a video where you were saying all coding is basically, or programming is basically digitizing your ideas.
Yeah.
I love that definition. I've never heard it like that. So you have an idea, coding and programming is just putting that in digital form. Woo!
That's it.
That's lit.
Really,
you got to put that on this t-shirt, dog.
Yeah, dude. Like,
digitize your ideas, dude.
Digitize your ideas, because what's amazing is that if you got an amazing idea, or you have a solution to a problem, you make an app and now you can solve it for the rest of the world.
Man,
really fast. It has fast distribution.
Yeah, I had looked into some coding programs for my kids. It was so expensive. I was like, yo, I got to get my weight up, bro. I got to get up my weight up out here in these streets. It's just like basic coding. Like, we'll give your kids 2 coding sessions per week. And I'm like, okay, well, what that's looking like? It was like $500 a month or something. I'm like, yo, okay. When?
Wow.
What would you
have them watch our YouTube videos, man? Just start there. Just have them watch our YouTube videos, or whoever's, like, anybody that they like.
Okay. Okay, that's lit. Yeah, I was literally, that was my next question. Like, for somebody who wants to get into coding or programming, what would be your suggestion? Like, for somebody who's like not low income, but like don't really have many resources or money, I'm pretty sure it's something that you can still do to learn that skill.
Tons of resources, man. Because like, I built most of my brand. Most of my coding skills I built by myself.
Wow.
And then yes, I had some mentorship along the way, and that really helped. But I didn't really learn from college, and it didn't help me. Or at least let's just say I didn't rely on it and was so dependent. Like, I just viewed, okay, this college is another resource. I'm going to take it into my own hands. And then I would just go online. Tons of resources: free code camp, Codecademy, Udacity, Coursera, YouTube. All of them, most of them are free, and you can learn so much, and you can make so much progress. And I feel like regardless of what you even want to do in life, I think it's a really useful skill to learn. Even if you don't learn it all the way, just learning a little bit, because it's the language of the future. It's even if you want to later one day hire developers to make an app, knowing a little bit goes a long way.
Yeah. I think my first little introduction to some type of coding was back in MySpace, because back in MySpace days, you had to design your own pages. So it was like, okay, copy and paste this little funny looking thing in your page. And then I began to see like, oh, well, that's my picture. So let me take that picture JPEG out and paste it with this one. Right. And now it changes my background. So I was like, and it was like, that's all coding was, just on a, what I'm saying? Remember MySpace?
I mean, honestly, dude, it's as simple as that. It's something you can start with, the most simple things. Easy things that are just fun to do. Make websites, make simple things. And I think it's something that you can definitely learn.
That's lit, man. Cool. So I always like to ask this question. Were there any YouTubers back then that you watched to help you out at all?
Yeah. So there were a bunch of YouTubers, but I'm trying to think. So the way that I did it, the thing that got me started is I'm like, man, I'm just not starting YouTube. I keep talking about it, I keep thinking about it. And then I was like, I saw some channels that I just absolutely hated. I look at these channels and I'm like, this channel sucks. How does this guy have 13,000 subscribers? I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make it my life's goal to catch up and just like destroy this guy. That's my goal.
Yeah.
And like I would set these goals where I would like find these small channels just to beat them that were also doing coding. And then once I would beat them, I'm like, nice. Then I would set my eyes on another one.
That's lit. I like that though. That's
Yeah.
lit. It's like, let me catch him. Okay, I got him. Let me catch him now. Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah. So in the start, it was very, negative motivations that would.
I wouldn't say negative. It's competition. It's like, it's good to me. It's not like you were doing nothing bad to them. So I think that's good, healthy camaraderie, like competition. You know what I'm saying? Are you the biggest coding channel now, like programming channel?
One of them, pretty close.
Pretty close. Okay, so I'm sure he's next on the hit list.
Yeah, there's this one guy next on the hit list, 1.6 million. But I think once that goes down, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap, man.
But we're growing really fast. Like I think he got to 1.6 million in like, I don't know, like 10 or 15 years. We're at 1 million and 5.
Wow.
And we're growing faster, so I think we'll get there.
Where's your gold plaque or your bronze? I don't see it, but you don't get into that, huh?
I have my silver, but my gold will be. I have to apply for it.
Man,
what's weird is like I really don't care about. What's up?
You don't care. You're like, I'm good.
Yeah, I really don't. Like it's weird. Like when we hit 1 million subscribers, I was, you would imagine I went crazy. I lost my mind, and it sucked. But I was just like, okay, that's cool. Like let's just keep going. I did lose my mind, and absolutely it was crazy when I hit 100,000 subscribers. We put that video on YouTube. Like me and my friends were fucking screaming. It's wild,
Yeah, that's crazy.
1 million, we hit it. We're like, all right, let's keep on moving.
Let's keep going. Yeah, no, I think a lot of them don't necessarily care, but they just, I guess it's a symbol of like, I know what I'm talking about. So like, listen to me. So they just have it like on their wall back there or something like that.
Yeah, you're right. I should get it. Yeah.
So yeah, next time I text you, I'm gonna be like, have you ordered your gold plaque yet, bro?
Dude, I don't have my gold plaque. I don't even have a car. My car was somewhere. I just didn't want to go pick it up. And then they went and just towed it. And then I kept not picking it up. And then they like auctioned it off. And then I think they fucking sold the car. It's gone now.
What's crazy? That happened to me, dude. That same exact scenario happened.
Really?
No cap. Yeah. Like I got my car towed one time. And then like I was like with my girl, and we were just hanging out every day. And then she was like, you might want to call the tow company and like get your car. I'm like, oh, I'll get it. Next thing you know, they auctioned my car off. I'm like, you can do that? I didn't even know they could do that, dude. Like, yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, we're like on some Cheech and Chong stuff right there. That's crazy. Some Beavis and Butthead, some Wayne's World. That's some Wayne's World type stuff right there.
Yeah, man.
So I want to talk about this, the entrepreneurship side of it. You said you have what? How many full-time employees that like you pay on your
10 to 15. Yeah.
10. So like, is that like anything like to know that like you're literally responsible for like a whole family's income? How does that feel? Like what's your mindset on that? Like, is that one of the things that kind of keep you hungry? Like, yo, like I got a family depending on this business right now. Like, it's not just YouTube out here no more. Like, what is your thoughts on that?
So yeah, that, I don't know how much that drives me now, but what I do know is that it feels like a big responsibility for sure.
Wow.
And and so when things ever would get financially stressful, the thing that actually really makes it stressful is that so many people are depending on it.
Mm-hmm.
When it was just me, it didn't matter. Like if things got financially stressful or whatever, if I had to just like pull the plug on certain things, I could just do that and then just cut the expenses and not be making much income, but be fine. I'm just me. I'm very lean. And now it's a big team. So now that's not possible.
Yeah.
So you have to account for everybody. So I think for on your mental game, it takes a huge toll. But I think that for me, I learned to just start living with it, and it just becomes part of the process. So now, honestly, I'm not really,
Don't
as
even
long
think
as
about
it's
it.
going in the right direction,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really even think about it that much.
That's lit though. I mean, well, obviously the business is paying. The business is paying for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like a situation where, you know, like you see, like what the revenue was this month. Oh man, we got to do some cutbacks. We got to do some layoffs. That kind of sucks. Most people in our position are actually hiring more people. Like I seen you looking for like a thumbnail dude. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to bring more people on the team. That's crazy. What does so?
But real talk, like recently we had to let a couple of people go in our company.
Wow.
Like things were financially stressful a few months ago, and we like scaled too quick.
Wow.
And so then we had to pay the price, and that fucking sucked. It was one of the worst weeks of my life. We had to let a couple of like 3 or 4 people go.
Oh man.
And it was heartbreaking because, you know, they become me. I'm not like a corporate type of person. I'm not, you know, I don't do small talk. I get in there with you like family, bro. So whatever we do like family. So everybody on the team felt like family.
Yeah.
So then you have these dreams, you want to do all this stuff. They have been grinding for you, and then you have to go to them and tell them like, yo, unfortunately you're gonna have to leave this job. Like, we can't do this anymore.
Wow.
And so, you know, all of a sudden their income is cut off and they have to figure it out, and they have a couple of weeks, and that's not a fun experience at all, dude. Like, that is, you know, you feel shameful, you feel embarrassed, you feel like you're failing people, you're letting them down. So
man,
it's excruciating. Like that part is excruciating and the least fun.
Yeah. I mean, we think about it. Entrepreneurs, it's like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm gonna scale, so I'm gonna have to hire people at some point. But it's like, man, I can just imagine like, yo, I got to make sure this really works now. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard you say something in the training. You was like, you don't even pay yourself or something crap you were saying. You're like, I don't even pay. Yeah. Like I don't even pay myself. Like, is that your mindset? Like everything goes into the business, like everything you.
I'm very much like that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very much like that. Like literally pretty much everything goes into the business. And yeah, and I just want to keep increasing and growing it, because I think about it like this. I think that life is a game of skill. It's not a game of hoarding shit. So for example,
wow. I love that though. That's a gem drop, though. That's a gem drop.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Think about it, right? For example, you could have just like, you know, whatever you did a long time ago, right? When you didn't have that much skill, and like, what was your first job that you ever did?
Winn-Dixie. I was bagging groceries, dude.
So bagging groceries, right?
Yeah.
So you can just bag groceries and save for the rest of your life and cut your expenses and just fucking do that until you're 65.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one way to play. And you could save cash, and you might have more profit cash than me and even other business owners, you know? But why I say life is a game of skill is that then even when you're 50 or 60, you still have a minimum wage skill set. So you're never going to make beyond a certain amount of money, right? But now imagine that you spend 10, 20 years just developing a really valuable, difficult skill. Like, for example, even this skill of you being able to do live streaming, talking, bringing on guests, switching cameras like this, adding music at the right time, you know, knowing what to say, what to ask. I mean, this is an invaluable skill. This is extremely difficult.
Wow.
You know, the skill of being able to reach out and be persistent enough to bring on people that are really busy and that have lots of subscribers in big companies. It's hard to be able to do that. You know, I have trouble doing that. Like, I can't do it as well as you.
Yeah.
And so when you have all these skills, you keep becoming so much more invaluable that even if, I don't know your situation, right? But even if you have zero fucking profit coming in right now, it doesn't matter. But because in a couple of years and years down the line, that's the thing that's going to be like, is going to pay you ridiculously more than what you would have made with 40 years of like bagging groceries.
Wow. Lit.
You know?
See?
So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like either save and just hoard. I'm not saying you have to be one or the other extreme, but if I had to pick the extreme of save as much money as I possibly can and be fucking scared that it's going to run out and I should save for my retirement, or just go all in and develop my skill, I'm going to take the chances on developing my skill.
That's good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I resonated with me. Like life is not about hoarding. It's about skill. That's legit, man. Like, yeah, I remember.
Like if you build I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead, bro.
I'll go back to what you're saying, but here's what I want to say, right? For anybody that's listening and you're like, let's talk money or monetize. How do you So if you have a skill of knowing how to make a business do $5 or $10 million a year, and that takes you a decade to figure out, I promise you the next business you start, you'll be able to get it to 10 million in 3 to 4 years. And the business you start after that will take 1 year. And I've seen skilled entrepreneurs do this time and again, which tells me that it's a game of skill. You know?
That's good, bro.
So anyways, I'm sorry, but keep going, bro.
No, that was lit, man. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and I love how you said it's that's one way to play the game, because you see that like, you know, you walk into companies, and again, this is no knock to nobody, but you walk into companies, right? And I've been there, and I get hired, and I see somebody, and I say, hey, they're like, oh, welcome to the job, you know, like, how long you been working here? And they're like, oh, I've been here 25 years, and right then you have a gut check. You're like, what? Like, you've been here how long? I haven't even been alive that long. Like, how could you even do something like that for 25 years? Just dedicate your life to like a whole different cause or purpose. And again, that's nothing wrong with that. Some people are built like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think for us, maybe our generation, I guess we're just not built like that or something, or maybe we have more options, better options. Like what would you say attributes to that in us? Like our generation, like, yo, I'm not doing that. Like, what is it? Just the internet? Is it just the creator economy? Like, what is that in us that like, no, we ain't doing that. We ain't selling for that.
Yeah, I think that it has to do with, you know, a lot of the times we think a lot of this comes from within us, but I think that a lot of how we're crafted and created is external environment, you know, a lot of it. And so, for example, what I mean by that is when I have Grant Cardone talking to me in my ear every day through Audible, and, you know, when I'm listening to 10X, or when I'm listening to Gary Vee, and I'm learning about entrepreneurship, and I'm listening to Elon Musk's autobiography. I mean, this is just like a stupid advantage to have, right, over people of a past generation. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like we're playing on a cheat code, and then our brain is just operating like 100x better, with better quality decisions, and it's like lifetimes of decisions and wisdom, and we get to have that. So I think, yes, it could be just our generation, we're just like better hustlers and whatever, but I think that it's that there's a lot more information and education out there.
Absolutely.
You know, and then those resources just make it, oh, this guy did this and fucking lived a horrible life, let me not do this. Okay, this guy did this, lived a great life. Let's do this.
Wow, love that. And it can all be that simple, you know. And I always like to use the example of back in the day, right? Especially as it relates to like the internet and this immediate access. We live in an information age, you know what I'm saying? So it's like back then they had to like literally read books that they could find. They had to seek out these books and things, and then read them if they're lucky enough to read them, and then lucky enough to retain the information, document that information, maybe pass that information on. See how that trajectory, how hard that is with us. And we literally type in Google. I was at my mom's house the other day, and I always tell her this. I don't think it's stuck in her head though. She's like, I need help doing this. I said, Mom, Google it. No, I just need you to show me. I'm like, Mom, if you Google it, you'll probably find somebody who could show you or teach it better than I can. And she's like, So I got frustrated. I went over there. It was about hooking her printer up. I said, Mom, I'm going to do this right here with you. And I'm going to show you that I'm not going to do nothing special. I went to her Google. I typed in her printer model and driver and Googled it. And I said, Mom, now click that. She downloaded it. Now click that. 2 clicks. Her printer had wirelessly hooked itself up and everything was good. And I said, Mom, this is what I tell you to do all the time. Like, you don't have to call me. Like, cut the cords. Like, just Google it. Like, this is legit now. So I always say, like, back then, if success left clues, like breadcrumbs, right? My analogy is now success literally leaves dinner plates on the table, like literally leaves whole meals. Like you don't have to get breadcrumbs of information no more. You can just sit at the table. If you have enough discipline to go search out the information, discipline to actually learn it and apply what you learn, you literally have a feast of information at your fingertips, at your beckoning call at any time, which you prove because you have one of the biggest channels on YouTube based off of what you self-learned. Wow, that's crazy, bro. Like you self-learned that skill.
Yeah. Self-learned it through hundreds of teachers. You know, like self-taught.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I just love that whole mentality. I love that whole like drive of like self-learning and figuring it out because that's where we're at. Why wait on somebody? Like, why wait on like a gatekeeper or wait on permission or wait on this or wait on that when it's like literally we can design our world now. Like whatever you want.
100%. With that said, I think that if you can get lucky and you have the neurological wiring in your brain and it just starts going so positive in the right direction, and then you just start doing the right things, you can be winning in life. But I think that's more on the rare side. You have few people that are like that. I think for most people, they do need permission. I do need permission to be great. And maybe even you do need permission, which is why maybe when you came to that 5-day YouTube challenge with me and I had that conversation with you, for you, that might have been the permission to like go and crush it. I'm not sure, right?
Yeah.
For me, when I talked to Gary Vee and he told me, for me, that was my permission.
Wow.
And oftentimes, sometimes I feel like with my mentors, when I talk to them, it's like I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
Most of the times.
Yeah.
And I just go to talk to them and they just tell me what I need to do with more confidence. And I'm like, okay, I want to go do that now.
What?
And so I think like being smart about I think that if you're not in the right place where you want to be doing things that you're enjoying, right? So for example, like when you weren't doing what you wanted to do, especially building the show, when I wasn't doing YouTube, I think what you can control is your external environment.
Wow.
So like you might not be able to control your drive, but I promise you can control your external environment, which means who are you spending time with? I know we have heard it 1,000 times, but like Alex Hormozy says, and he's absolutely incredible. And he says, it's not that we need to be taught something new. It's that we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. You know, so it's more, for us, it's more important to remember that your external environment is important. So what's going in your, like if you feed your body crap, your body's going to look like crap. So, but like, what about eating junk for your mind?
Wow.
You know, what about like hot Cheetos for your brain, which is just like nonsensical social media, which I do too. TikTok and fucking, you know, I'll be like watching it for hours, but that's like hot Cheetos for your brain, dude. It's like, it's awful, you know, and it's just like, and it's disgusting. Like you're on this diet. And so then your brain starts getting messed up and then you're not doing the things that you want to do. But I feel like if you're listening to shit, if you have good people around you, that makes it a lot easier for you to then start heading in the right direction because they will tell you and look out for you.
That's lit, man. I love that. I didn't even mean to go over time. We're going to let you go here in a few minutes. I have to touch on, I know you said your family is from like Pakistan. Is it your family? Are you from there? You were from there? Like
I was born in Pakistan and then I moved to America when I was 9 years old and I didn't know any English at all. It was so hard to learn. Like it took me 4 years to like learn it, 3-4 years.
Lit. So yeah, now you're here doing well. But I'm pretty sure you still have like a lot of family over there. Do they like see you on YouTube? Like that's Cuz right there.
I'm sure that they do. And they're probably excited. Unfortunately, I'm just not very much in touch with them because I left at a pretty young age. Gotcha. And I didn't really get in touch with them that much. But yeah, I think they probably do. You know,
is there anything in you that like I want to like in some way when I get to the level I want to maybe help the people out over there or maybe I don't know provide resources or anything? Is that anything that you ever thought of like you and bro?
So I have a weird mindset on helping. Like it's weird.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this weird mindset on helping. I gotta hear this.
Yeah.
Sorry for that. I don't know if that's a loaded question, so I apologize up front. But
no, it's all good. People get freaked out, you know. So okay, let me ask you this, right? would you rather give everybody in the world $1 bills if you had enough $1 bills?
Okay.
Let's say you had enough $1 bills, and you could either give all those $1 bills to every single person in the world, or would you rather give all those $1 bills to yourself?
I would definitely give all those $1 bills to myself, because the $1 ain't gonna help nobody anyway.
Right. That's what my girlfriend says as well, right? And you and my girlfriend, you guys are not like selfish people, but what she's like, oh, if I had $6 billion, I can actually build something for the poor people, and I can do this. Whereas $1, that's how I think.
Yeah.
So, for example, a random person, if I see them on the street, oftentimes I'm hesitant to pay them because I'm like, are you going to take this money and buy alcohol and not really help yourself?
Wow.
Versus, for me, the best way that's charitable investment is taking a young kid who's hungry and who wants to become who wants to like kill it in the game, hiring him, giving him an opportunity, taking his skill to the level where if he came in being minimum wage, he could be going out of this company making 6 figures, no problem, for the rest of his life, feeding his family, all of that. Like, for example, we have one of the kids in our team from Sri Lanka. His name is Amanath. And within just a few months of starting to work with us, he's retired his whole family, his mom, his dad.
How old is he?
They're just chilling.
How old is he?
He's 17 years old.
That's crazy.
He joined us at like 16, or no, he's like 18 now.
Yeah.
But within 1 or 2 years, he developed insane copywriting skills. He's blowing up our social media platforms, like all of the platforms.
What?
Absolutely talented, like so crazy talented, can do anything. And so,
that's crazy.
But we worked with him and we built that skill. So for me, giving looks a lot like teaching.
Wow.
And then giving the money to the people that are about to explode or grow. And so for me, that's what I think when I think helping somebody.
Yeah.
But
I love that. Giving looks a lot like teaching. I love that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's kind of the same concept of opportunity looks a lot like hard work.
Yeah.
You ever heard that? It's like people look for opportunity, but they think it's like opportunity is just like, oh, but no, opportunity looks a lot like rolling your sleeves up and hard freaking work. Another example is like, in the church, I was raised in the church, they say like harvest time. And it's like a lot of people who don't understand harvest, they get all happy about it. Oh, harvest. But people who do understand harvest, they understand that is the most dreadful time of year, even though you're going to get the fruits of your labor. But now you have to go out here and really get everything that you've been planting seeds for. So it's like a lot of work. So I love that mindset, man. So that's pretty dope.
The time you're harvesting is not the same time you start picking up the freaking fruit and start eating it. Right?
Exactly. Exactly. People, they got it twisted, man. I did not mean to take you over time, bro. I know that you have a lot going on, man. I do ask you one question for anyone. I already told you I think you're a motivational speaker. You know what I'm saying? I think you should write some books. I think you should do something, bro. Like I know you're in the grind stage, so you're just trying to build your company. But once you get to that stage, I can definitely see you being like a, you know what I'm saying, like a Gary V in yourself. You know what I'm saying? So go for that, dude. But what would be like for somebody? It could be coding, it could be YouTube. Like, what would be your advice for somebody really holding back or maybe looking to get into YouTube or coding? Like, do you have any streamlined thoughts of man, this is what you need to focus on, this is what you need to do, like some action steps for them?
Yeah. Okay. This is a good one. So, man, my answer has changed so much throughout the years, but I like to think that what I could give you now is crafted after many, many years and lots of trial and error. What I think now, is I think will really help you. And if you could take away one thing is, man, let me explain to you what social media and YouTube actually is, because I think people get really confused.
Yeah, please.
So social media and YouTube is a multiplier.
Okay.
It's an amplifier of who you actually currently are. For example, if you multiplied something with 0, you would get
0. Yeah, hold on, bro, because I just talked with my friends on the stream the other day, and I was telling them that basically whatever you spend the most of your time doing is what you'll be successful at. But what people don't realize is you can actually be successful at doing nothing. Like, do you want to be a professional nobody, like procrastinator? So I just love how you said social media multiplies who you are. 0 times 0 is still, man, 0, bro. Wow, bro. Okay, go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So if you are on social media and you don't have a skill in life, then you're going to have a very hard time, and you're going to be confused why you're not blowing up, why you're not getting the fame that you see Bella Porch getting, because she moves her face a certain way and she gets like 100 million followers. But like, hold on, I'm sorry. I'm going to fix my camera.
You good.
I don't know why it keeps doing that.
What camera are you using, by the way?
GH5.
Okay.
Normally it's good, but I don't know. It's tripping.
Yeah, you good.
So what I would say is, if you have a lack of skill, then you go on YouTube, you're going to have really slow growth, or any platform. What I recommend you do with all your time, a lot of your time, is develop a skill. I don't care what it is, but just become really good at something in life. And then when you transition over to social media, you'll get to broadcast that to people, right? Like, for example, if Messi, the soccer player, started his YouTube channel today, how quickly do you think he would get subscribers?
Wow.
If Elon Musk started a YouTube channel today, how quickly do you think he would get his subscribers? And so even, when it came for me, when I started my YouTube channel, I was getting good at coding, and then I started teaching coding. So one thing I would say is, even if you feel like you're not good enough to start, I would start it, but I would keep crafting a skill. Yeah. So if you want to become a guitarist YouTuber, then pick up the guitar, keep learning that skill, and then keep sharing that every day. Wow. And the more you increase that skill and you can create transformations in people, the quicker you're going to start growing on YouTube and all these platforms. So I think that is probably the cleanest way I could tell you to explode on social media that I've seen so far.
And I know you said every day. Is that a legit thing? Like, you should focus on something every day, or like that type of regiment, like just like posting and whatnot, or is that not even? Do you think that's important as far as like the regiment?
So everybody has a different personality type. Some people are like soldiers and they just do everything every day, and they're just like all about consistency.
Yes.
Me, on the other hand, I work in like bursts. So I'll be like a whole week of 15-hour days, and then peter off, and then come back, and then peter off, and then come back, and then just be doing that. But I will achieve high amounts of output. And that's why that, I was able to produce between 500 to 1,000 videos on my channel.
Wow.
So it's a lot, but it doesn't matter. However you work, fall in love with whatever it is you do and get really good. Like, just those are the two cues that I think are the most important. Like, get really good at it and fall in love with it, because then you will like want to share it so bad that you will just keep doing it. Because anybody that asks me how many hours a week should I work to grow this, these people are just screwed. Like, none of these people I've seen succeed on YouTube. None of these, not a single person. Because it just takes 50 times more than even what you think is actually hard.
Wow.
And the only way to get past that is there's no reasonable way I can convince you to do that. Yeah. It's like you have to fall in love with the things that you do so much. You just enjoy doing the 50x more things that you need to do.
Wow. Enjoy and kind of like enjoy doing what others don't enjoy doing. Woo. Yeah. If you could just do that, if you can just learn somehow to enjoy doing what other people don't do. One of the examples I love, I don't know why, it just like totally relates to my life. It's like when the Karate Kid went up to Mr. Miyagi and was like, I want to learn karate. He was like, I want to learn the moves, like show me. And Mr. Miyagi was like, okay, paint the fence. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, okay, I paint the fence. Now I want to learn the moves now. He was like, okay, now go freaking sand this board off. You know what I'm saying? He's like, okay, I sanded the board now. Okay, now I want to learn. He's like, okay, now go wash my car, wax the car on, wax on, wax off. But
Yeah.
it was so dope because when he went to the competition, you remember the movie, right?
Yeah. I
All the
recently watched-
moves that he learned literally were like,
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that is like such a revelation. Like the hard, grungy stuff we do in life is training us for our moment, training us for the destination. And it's the stuff nobody wants to do. It's just the hard stuff nobody wants to do. If you can get good at the grungy, dirty, nasty stuff nobody wants to do, it will be that much easier when you on the journey and the destination. So I just love that Karate Kid analogy.
So going off of what Eliseo is saying, there's two ways of doing it. One, do it through just brute force, strength, grit, perseverance, David Goggins taking people's fucking souls. This guy's crazy. Or two, just fall in love with the thing you're doing.
Wow.
Those are the only two ways. One of them for me sounds a lot more fun.
Yes.
And for me it's weird. I'm never thinking I'm like working hard. But like for example, yesterday I sat down, started working at 12 and like picked my head up. It was 10 p.m. Like I worked, like it was a 10 hour, just literally just at the computer working, building something. And it was 10 hours just passed like this.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. But I was just having so much fun. Even if you watch my Instagram stories, I'm like on top of the world with what I did because I was building a Uber Eats clone and I'm like, man, I'm developing this app. And it's crisp. It looks better than the actual Uber Eats app.
That's lit.
And so I'm having so much fun, and I don't realize it. Like Kanye West, you don't see him working. He's not putting in fucking hours and grinding. He's like about to release he released Donda, and he's just like, you see him in the studio and he's possessed, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's fun for him.
Yeah.
And so I think like you love doing this.
Yeah.
For somebody else, I'd be like 2 hours of interviews every week. And like for you, it's just you don't care how long it is. You enjoy this shit, and then you're gonna do 30 times more than the other person. So I think
that's lit. I love it. Yeah,
Make
cool.
sure you love it.
Man, that's dope, man. I love that. Thank you so much, man. We went over. I never really do that, man. I want to give some quick shout outs real quick before I leave. I wasn't really in the comments. First of all, shout out to our sponsors, TubeBuddy, Ecamm. Now IK Multimedia has came on to the show to sponsor the show. That's super dope. I actually got a couple more want to sponsor. So shout out to Deandra. I hope I'm saying your name right. Mr. Camera Junkie. Man, the convo is KP in the building. Shout out to Kirk Nugent. I see you, brother. I'm sorry I wasn't in the comments tonight, man. This is one of my favorite creators, and I was just kind of wrapped up in his story and what he had to say. Dayton, I see you. DJ Strick, what's going on? Felicia, I see everybody. Anahil, Dulcimia, I see you. Everybody's hanging out, man. Steve Worthy, thank you guys. I was such a horrible host tonight, man. JP High Tech, Ryan, I see you. Ryan Hall, Devin. We have Stephanie Lou. She is the streaming queen, the content queen in the building, man.
Nice,
man.
epic, bro. That's awesome.
That's dope. Richard, I see you. Sorry if I didn't give you a shout out tonight, man. We are over time. Thank you so much, man, bro. Qazi, man, whatever you need. I don't know what I could offer you, but whatever you need. If ever, you never know who's who today, who they're gonna be tomorrow, right? So if there's ever a time that you see like, bro, I need this, just hit me, bro. It's like
just teach me the setup stuff, bro. Like that's dead on. Want to learn it, bro. Hands down. Like want to learn.
I got you. I got you, man. Where are you? Are you in California or?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in California? Yeah. Okay. I thought it was either Chicago or California, one of them. But I'm not coming. I know I'm coming to Cali. I don't know wherever I figure out, like, because I'm doing some traveling. If that's happened to be on your side of the world, we definitely got to connect. I'll buy you a veggie burger, man. I'm vegetarian, so.
Hey, let's go. Frankie is vegetarian.
That's what's up. Yeah. Cool. You got the dopest team, man. You got some cool people on your team, man. Keep that going. Put a word in for me with bro. See if he'll come on the show, man. That would be lit to get bro on the show. Oh man, does he do any live streaming at all? Do you know? Like any?
He doesn't do a lot of live streaming except for the webinars that he does. But if I talk to him, I'm sure he'll.
But he has a setup. If to come on the show, you think he would have it set up like live streamable?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yes, man. Please, man. Let me know if I can get him on the show. That'd be lit, bro. Like super, super dope. Well, thank you so much for watching, man. Next week, I will be at Leap Into Live, I have the last session at Leap Into Live, so I'm probably not going to do my show next week. But the week after that, I have a dope content creator coming on, man. His YouTube channel is blowing up. I'll let you know more about who that is then. Lay in the green room for me, Qazi. I'm going to shut the show out, and then we'll be right back. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Thanks for watching.
Tune in next week. Same time, same place. God bless. Be safe.